Hey everyone, I'm JP and welcome to GoodTalkHQ. In today's episode, we're going to take another look through the eShop at some amazing deals you can pick up right now. We have racers, RPGs, Metroidvanias, new releases. So many different genres are represented on today's list, so there should be something for everyone. If this happens to be your first time here, welcome to the channel. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you have a good time, and if you do, consider hitting that red button down below to become part of the crew. We'd love to welcome you, and we have a great group of people here that love a good deal and an excellent game. And of course, if you've been here before, thank you as always, my friends. Welcome back. We appreciate you hanging out with us for a few minutes again today. Remember to join us for our game nights over on Digital Game Room, where we'll play Mario Kart, and tonight we have a bonus Smash Brothers tournament with cash prizes and eShop gift card giveaways starting at 8 o'clock Eastern. Alright, with all that said, let's dive into the list and try to save some money. As always, stay safe out there, and please enjoy the video. Alright, we'll start off with Actraiser Renaissance. This is a single-player action RPG from Square Enix with a story that could last more than 25 hours, and it has a download of about 2.8 gigabytes. This is a remastered version that's been updated for modern consoles with all new graphics and music, as well as an expanded story mode. The game combines strategic battles with action platforming and city building for a unique combination and a great overall experience. There are multiple difficulty settings, making the game more approachable for a broader audience, and if you're interested in Actraiser Renaissance, make sure to pick it up before the sale ends on March 12th. It's marked down 30% to a new all-time low of just $20.99. As Far as the Eye is a strategy adventure game from Goblin Studios with a main story that should last roughly 4 to 5 hours, and the download is around 350 megabytes. In this one, we control a lost tribe as they journey towards the center of the world as far as the eye can see. The game requires that you plan ahead, gathering resources, building structures, and managing the day-to-day lives of the people in your group. The map is procedurally generated, so no playthrough is ever the same, plus there's random events that can take place, environmental and weather hazards to deal with, and more. If you're interested in As Far as the Eye, make sure to pick it up with the introductory discount until May 6th. It's marked down 30% to just $17.49. Cathedral is a single-player retro-style platformer from Elden Pixels with a download size around 200 megabytes, and it offers more than 20 hours of gameplay, a lot of it due to the difficulty of the game. This is easily one of the most challenging Metroidvanias on the Switch, and it has that retro look and sound but feels modern to play with great controls and combat that's equally as excellent. There are tons of areas to explore, paths to take, secrets to find, and it has an in-game map so you won't get too lost along the way. If you're a fan of these retro platformers or looking for a challenge, be sure to pick up Cathedral before the sale ends on May 9th. It's marked down 50% and matching a previous low of just $7.49. Next up, we have Corpse Party Blood Drive. This is a single-player puzzle-style adventure game with a main story that again could last more than 20 hours, and the download is about 2.5 gigabytes. In this one, players will explore the ruins of an old elementary school in an attempt to put an end to a deadly curse. There are puzzles and traps and supernatural enemies to deal with along the way, and the game has been upgraded in many ways for this release. New audio, visuals, and a locked and stable frame rate make this game an incredible experience here on the Switch. If you're interested in Corpse Party Blood Drive, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 12th. It's marked down 50% to a new low of just $9.99. CTR Nitro-Fueled is a party-style kart racer featuring characters from the Crash series. It has a download size around 9.3 gigabytes, and it's tons of fun when you can get some friends together to play either local or online. However, the online does sometimes have connectivity issues, so keep that in mind if you're picking it up to just play online. With that said, the local multiplayer is great, and the sense of speed you get with this one makes other kart racers feel slow, except maybe 200cc in Mario Kart. There are tons of racers and plenty of courses to keep players entertained, and while it isn't Mario Kart exactly, that's okay because it's not really trying to be. If you're interested in this one, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 9th. It's marked down 60% to just $15.99, but also be sure to check out the other Crash bundles. They're also on sale, so pick up the best version that's best for you. Curse of the Dead Gods is a single-player action-adventure title from Focus Home Interactive with a main story that should last more than 40 hours to finish up, and it has a download size around 4.2 gigabytes. Now this is a skill-based roguelike set in a dark temple with endless rooms and hallways to explore. Proceed with caution though, as there are deadly traps around every corner. The game features several different weapon types including both melee and ranged weapons, dozens of enemy types with amazing and tough boss battles, and each run is altered a bit by the curse system set in place. If you're a fan of games like Hades, this will be right up your alley, and you can pick up Curse of the Dead Gods until May 9th, marked down 33% to a new all-time low of just $13.39. Darkest Dungeon is a single-player strategy RPG from Red Hook Studios with a main story that should last more than 50 hours, and the download is about 2.75 gigabytes. This is a roguelike with turn-based combat set in a dark gothic atmosphere. In addition to the enemies, you'll also have to deal with several different ailments such as fear, paranoia, and more, which will affect the gameplay drastically. The dungeons are procedurally generated, but it does feature the dreaded permadeath, so resting and managing your party is very important. The game gives you plenty of variety on how you choose to play though, which is nice, and there are more than 15 playable characters as well. If you're interested in Darkest Dungeon, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 6th. It's marked down 60% and matching an all-time low of just $9.99. Dead Cells is a single-player action platformer from Motion Twin Studios with a main story that should last more than 20 hours, maybe double or triple or quadruple that to finish up. The game is brutally challenging and puts us in control of a failed alchemy experiment trying to discover the secrets of this seemingly cursed island. The controls are amazing, the combat is tough but fair, and the world is interconnected, giving plenty of reason to explore and find new paths. This is definitely a top tier game in the genre, and if you're interested in Dead Cells, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on May 9th. It's marked down 40% to just $14.99. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is a single-player action RPG from Capcom with a download size around 12 gigabytes and a main story that could again last more than 50 hours to complete. This is a massive RPG with an amazing story, and it runs really well on the Switch as well. You have multiple classes you can pick from at the start, which is nothing new, but where it sets itself apart is how you choose to level up each class and character, and how you choose to spec them out. Depending on your playstyle, classes can end up very different by the end of the game. Now, to accompany you on your journey are 3 computer-controlled party members that fill certain roles and fight alongside you. If you're interested in Dragon's Dogma, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 16th. It's currently half price, just $14.99. Eldest Souls is a single-player action RPG with a download size around 1.4 gigabytes and a main story that should last between 6 to 8 hours to wrap up. The story takes place after humankind has decided to rebel against the spiteful gods and imprison them within a large citadel. In a final act of vengeance, the gods decide to unleash a great desolation across the land. Now, the game is incredibly difficult and has some amazing boss battles, gorgeous graphics, an emotional story, and the game is just fun overall to play. You basically battle through different combat scenarios and bosses as you work your way towards the ancient citadel. Make sure to check out Eldest Souls as it's on sale once again until May 6th, marked down 50% to just $9.99, a brand new low.
Next up we have Final Fantasy IX. It is $10.49. It's a single player RPG with the download size around 5 gigabytes. And if you love RPGs, get this game please. Final Fantasy IX, it's amazing. I still remember playing it 22 years ago on my PlayStation. It's a great game, great story, amazing soundtrack. And guys, Final Fantasy IX wins! Alright, today I went to help JP on the recording process. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care guys.
Thank you buddy, good job man. Next we have Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2, which is a 2D action platformer with a main story that should last roughly 4 to 5 hours, and the download comes in at just under 2 gigabytes. Now this is a follow-up to one of the random hidden gems we ran across a few months ago, and this game expands on the original in so many ways. You now have more freedom of movement, the ability to shoot in all directions, and the addition of online co-op is absolutely welcome. The story does continue from the original, but even if you haven't played it, you'll still be able to catch up quickly with the recap at the beginning and jump right in. If you're interested in Guns, Gore, and Cannoli, the original is on sale for $4.99, and Part 2 can be picked up at a 50% discount, matching a previous low of just $6.49, both until May 9th. Hades is a single-player action RPG from Supergiant Games and offers more than 40 hours of gameplay with a download size just under 6 gigabytes. So many people have expressed their love for this game, and I was happy to see it go on sale once again. In this one, we assume the role of the immortal prince of the underworld, wielding powerful weapons and abilities as you battle your way through hell. The controls are perfect and the game is gorgeous on the Switch, plus it gives somewhat permanent upgrades so you don't have to worry about losing all of your progress each run, and each run offers new surprises so the game has plenty of replayability. If you're interested in Hades, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 9th. It's marked down 35% to just $16.24 and matching an all-time low. MindSeize is a single-player action platformer from First Press Games with a download size around 2.8 gigabytes and a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours to finish up. The game combines fast-paced combat with standard Metroidvania mechanics and does a great job of encouraging the player to explore. There are random upgrades or weapon parts scattered throughout the various locations across the 4 planets you'll visit, and the retro aesthetic and amazing soundtrack were top-notch, plus the story is pretty interesting too. If you enjoy good action platformer, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on May 9th. It's marked down 41% and matching a previous low of just $9.99. Ocean's Heart is a single-player action RPG that was heavily inspired by the Super Nintendo classic, A Link to the Past. The game has a download size around 310 megabytes and the main story should last players more than 10 hours to finish up. The retro aesthetic and the top-down view take you right back to the 16-bit days, and fans of the genre will recognize items and puzzle concepts right away. The world is massive and each zone is connected to the next. Some areas will require special items to reach, or you might need to hire someone to give you a ride to an island on their boat, but the dungeons are the highlight for me, along with the boss battles at the end of each of them. If you're interested in Ocean's Heart, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on May 10th. It's marked down 20% to a new all-time low of just $11.99. Alright, and for today's new game spotlight, we have Lila's Sky Arc. This is a single-player isometric adventure game with a heavy emphasis on puzzle solving, and it's themed around music. The story follows Lila as she attempts to save her world, which is in grave danger from the evil Dark Lord, the Conductor, and his minions. The game is packed with secrets, and the story is pretty emotional, plus the boss battles are really creative and unique. It also has a very unique look to it as well, and the game released on April 21st with an MSRP of just $14.99 if you're interested in checking it out. Maybe we'll see a sale on it soon. Alright folks, and as always, here are a few other games to check out while you're already on the eShop. Alright folks, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you as always for hanging out with us. You're legendary if you made it this far. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're interested in more videos, click right here for some more great content. Bye everyone.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!